Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to BCN Sports Halftime Show. No intro tonight. I updated the software, the streaming software, and unfortunately, I did not. I lost the intro, so I need to re-upload what the software, the intro. So no intro music. My name is Benton, along with George. Wagwan family, how is here?
Well, I'm good enough. What do you privatize in the intro?
I privatize BCN Sports intro, so you have to put down a 20 billion stake for the thing, Junior. All right, sports fans, this is how we do it. Let's get to it. We have a jam-packed show. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful week. Remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Top of today's show, BCN Sports Halftime Show, we have U20 action, Young Reggae Boys, another gallant effort. We'll discuss Reggae Boys versus Panama and other CONCACAF U20 group layout. We'll also look at FIFA. A lot of discussion around FIFA and the World Cup and, Mr. Infantino's proposal to member association. We'll look at coaches news and the coaching carousel in men's international football. And West Indies won a cricket match, so we'll celebrate the West Indies at least for a little bit. All right, Junior, let's start it off over. Ultimately, wait, am I live? Let's see. I'm not live. Yes, I am. I want to make sure I'm live. Yes, I am live. So this is what happens when you have idiot phone, I am live. Let's head over to it, Junior. Let's kick it off with the U20 boys. Mr. Brown himself, Jacqueline Brown, in the 97th minute with an equalizer for the young Reggae Boys to take a point against Panama. What? Yo, Julia, talk to me about the game. You watched it in entirety. I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, but I went through many emotions watching that game. So that game was a tale of two halves. As I'm sending out the Facebook post, because we're back live on Facebook. We're not doing watch-alongs on Facebook. Let's see if Facebook flag this show, then I know if somebody is hating on us. Anyway, yeah. So I watched the game. It was a tale of two halves. Like I said in our group chat, Jamaica showed grit. The young boys showed grit for the second game in a row. They did really well fighting back after going down 2-0, almost going down 3-0. Could have been 3-0, but Panama had their third goal that they scored taken back because of a VAR offside. It was offside, but it was very close. It was a very close offside call. So Jamaica was that close away from us coming on this show today and going at a rant and saying, Rudolph Aston can't coach and blah, 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 blah. We were that close. We were that close. And I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm like, yo, the man them really come and just wet the bed after the fight back against Honduras. Now, with that being said, watching them play 2 games in a row, maybe what we're seeing is who they are. So what I mean by that is, after the Honduras game, I said, take care of business against Panama. And then when we return Saturday, let's see how the chips lay. And the goal is to try to win the group. And we're good enough. The youth, them had a good run leading up to to this championship. They played some good games that we saw some entertaining football. And then we turn a deaf ear to the news reports that came out about the preparation and about the coaching staff not being that confident because of the lack of preparation or the lack of resources that the team had. You, Benton, spoke about Honduras leading up to the game, how Honduras had so many games that they played leading up to that game. And it showed. Honduras balled us off the field, and we luckily found a second goal in the last minute when Honduras dashed away them chances. And in this game, Panama was dominant for the first half and changed. And then they took the foot off the gas and pulled up a Thomas Tuchel, and Jamaica fought back. So hats off to them for them resilience. Hats off for them for not giving up. Hats off to Rudolph Austin for that halftime speech. I can't put it to anything else but his halftime adjustments and halftime speech. And it worked. Show that we can do that. But there's concern about my expectation coming in on what I'm seeing.
Yeah, big up to the youngsters. And I think I'm a little bit apprehensive and try to be a bit cautious when it comes to assessment of youngsters, young ballers. And I think these are young ballers. I mean, under 20. For me, as a footballer, when you turn 21 and 22, then you're a big man or a big woman. And these are younger players. And so with that in context, I try not to label or to criticize them too heavily or take them to task. Right. I saw coming into this game. I saw the game. In fact, I went back and watched the Honduras game, and yes, Honduras ball way off the park. But the word that you mentioned, character, toughness, ruggedness, fighting it to the end, grinding out. So I thought, all right, we survived and we found a way, and there's this level of excitement after the Honduras game. And so ultimately, I felt coming into this game, as long as we can keep our feet on the ground. Because I also saw Panama against Canada, and I thought, yeah, keep your feet on the ground after the Honduras victory. Go out and kick out Panama teeth. Win the game and just move on in some level of comfort. And today, while I was at work and I heard the WhatsApp group, and for those of you, full disclosure, there's a ball chat WhatsApp group with a bag of folks, and big up to all the members of the ball chat WhatsApp group. And there were messages flying in, and I said, "Wow, go on." And I checked the score, and Jamaica was down 2-0. So I give them credit for coming back. But I have to ask this question, Junior. What happened? Yes, Panama was against the wall. Because after the defeat against Honduras, Panama knew they needed something, a point or 3 points out of this game. Even with that context, I mean, I still felt like Panama was a bug side after I watched them against Canada. So I felt like after the victory against Honduras, the Reggae Boys should have came out, gun blazing, take the lead, and put this Panamanian team on its back foot. Junior, what happened at the start of the game? Or is it this Jamaican attitude? Someone will come out like, "Yo, dog, I'm sorry they're below, dog." Did you see any of that? Did you see that sort of approach where we were playing down one of the criticism of some of the Jamaican teams in the past? They played down to their competition. They think that they have this or had the game in the bag at the beginning. And, I think someone in the chat during the watch along said that sometimes we make life a little bit more difficult for ourselves. You watch the game from the beginning. Was there anything of that sort starting out at the front end? How we ended on 2-0? And I watched the highlights and I was like, yo, the brother across the second ball was wide on the right flank, right side. 3 defenders collapsed and nobody pick up the man in the middle.
So BM, big up BM said we start games too slowly and defensively we are not solid. So there's a common saying that a team takes the personality of its coach. What we saw is how Rudolph Austin was as a player, hardworking, gritty, and I never say that attitude. So it's too. So it gave it a positive, also gave you the negative in his opinion. For me, and I'm not in the locker room. I'm not privy to any insider information. I don't know. I can only tell you what I saw on my TV, or actually on my phone. And my guess is a perfect storm hit Jamaica in the first half. You on the back of such a spirited win against Honduras, such a high emotion win. Panama get their head beat off from Canada. This is a group where the top two teams go through automatically and whichever third place team go through. So Panama, this game today was in essence a must-win game for Panama. And for Jamaica, I don't care how professional you think you are, these are still teenagers, these are still young boys. And in the back of their minds, they knew if we win this game, we'll qualify for the quarterfinals. And there was some I'm going to say that is a combination of all of that showed up in the first half. That explains the score line for me, right? Now, from a footballing sense, watching the game, and what was the thing that was said in the Honduras game? The first thing during the watch along, we were like, yo, the middle wide open, man. Why is the middle so wide open? That was we kept saying that in the Honduras game. I'm
And then we
watching the
pointed
Panama
out
game.
Mr. Howell, slow movement in that midfield.
Yes.
And his inability to hold on to the ball.
That is a whole other, that's another angle.
Yeah.
But just the way the team is deployed on the field, the middle just wide open in the first game. So I'm watching the Panama game today, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, why Jamaica so spread out? And what I mean by that is we reach a stage now in football where when you watch a football game, and we're so used to watching the European club teams and the big teams play in Europe or play wherever, but the big side, when them play and them have possession of the ball in the opponent's final third, their two center backs are way over half line, right? I don't think Jamaica center back them pass 18-yard box. So when Jamaica is in possession of the ball, the midfield literally is in the middle of the field. The attackers them the up in the final third, and the defender them is so far apart from the middle. So there's no connection between the three phases of the team. And that showed up today big time. Now, with that being said, the two goals them were easily avoidable. Easily avoidable. The first goal Panama scored, it was 1-3. One Panamanian, the youth with the ball, versus 3 Jamaican defenders and the goalkeeper. And somehow the youth have the ball on him left foot, him running to the back line, and the 3 defenders them kept stepping back. You just say, all right, home out of the left foot. Because you're blindsiding the keeper. Goal. The second goal, same thing again. You set the youth on the right side, wide open, get the ball on the right wing. The back line, them just kept walking back. Easy cut back into an open space because the midfielders weren't tracking back and closing the space down. And that's how Panama got their 2 goals. And the third goal was pretty much the same thing. So that is showing up to me as an issue for Jamaica. And I think fitness is a part of it.
Okay.
I think the defenders
comes on that 20 ballers no fit.
You can say. You can see it. You can see it. I question why Bell was taken off in the first game when he was having such a good game.
Well, I think Bell was he the one that was cramping up or who?
Yes, all of them was cramping up.
Okay.
So there's a fitness thing there. And there was even a moment today because when Jamaica was down 2-1, the last 5 minutes, Jamaica won a free kick in their defensive half. They're trying to get the ball up. The center back had the ball. And normally center back get the ball, turn, look to him partner to the left, and want to pass the ball forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
The youth look to him left and said so to him partner, yo, go up now. The brother stood up beside him and said, yeah, just pass the ball, brother. Go which part? And then the camera was just there, and you see the 2 players, one big patch of green grass, the half line, and then the camera pan, and there's the whole of the other team up in a near half. So the defender had no intention of eating that space up with the ball. So those are the things that screams to me something that I don't see in other football games today. That is a old school way of playing football.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I saw. But with that being said, the youth them fight. They got a penalty and it was called back. VAR called it back, rightfully so. The defender did get a touch on the ball, just enough, when they were down 2-0. And when VAR called it back, I was like, there's no way. It's over. Them get the one goal. I think it was number 15. A Bibi son that? I think it's Bibi son.
I will tell you the goal scorer in a
No, not a
second.
goal scorer. I think our Hull scored the first goal, but
Oh, not
the
the
youth the youth him chop three defender on the right wing,
okay.
get the ball to the end line, but it's a wicked turn and get the ball in and score. And then Jamaica was up Jamaica down 2-1, get into the 4th minute of the 5 minutes of stoppage time, and the man them lit the bar. And I'm like, geez, I was just not meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the bar with 1 minute left in stoppage time, and then they got the cross again. I found the goal, so it's good. I say I'm proud of them. I expected better football, to be honest, but I'm still proud of the result.
Gordon and Richards were the goal scorers for Panama, and for the young reggae boys, Brown and Nolan.
Nolan,
Nolan,
Nolan, Nolan.
yeah, Nolan also scored in the game against
Canada,
in in,
Honduras, yeah.
in a game against Honduras. Again, after big up you, and by the way, big up to those on the live. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that live button or that like button, family. BCN Sports Halftime Show. We do this every Wednesday. Major news in the world of sports. We give our thoughts, and if you can jump on and give your thoughts also. Big up to the youth. Ultimately, I always sometimes think that the preparation, and you mentioned it at the top end of your top of your assessment. The preparation is like sometimes we give you them basket for carry water, aka we're not preparing properly. We still seeing some sort of individualism. We're hoping that a few folks shows up. A few folks show up and do something. I do, as we make a deeper run in this tournament. Um, Juna, is there a concern from your standpoint that you have the late winner against Honduras, you snatch a draw here today? Panama could have, should have, usher this game out, see this game out. I mean, ball control, ball management. They tried to do it late. Defensively on the cross, I think it was number 3 or number 4 for Panama, just was ball watching. So against the more competitive teams or the better teams, you probably won't get this opportunity, for the reggae boys.
And to be honest, who cares
Okay.
at that point? Because remember, the goal for Jamaica is just win the first knockout game.
Mm-hmm.
Anything after that is gravy, right?
Yeah, and so
So
we don't know who you're going to play in that first knockout game.
one thing I can guarantee though,
Mm.
it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Or not worse. It would have been a tougher opponent if Jamaica never find that second goal,
Yes,
assuming they get
ultimately.
a game.
Yes,
Right? So
definitely.
that's why I don't care.
Yes,
I know
yes.
we're not playing against the number 1 team in a group.
Okay.
So
And just to remind listeners how the lay of the land in terms of qualify for the World Cup is that the top 2 teams advance, and the top 2 teams from the 3 groups advance, along with the 2 best third place teams. Each group winner will be ranked 1 to 3, and then subsequently the second place runners up in each group will rank 4 through 6, and then the third place will rank 7 through 8, and 7 and 8, and then one will play 8, and 2 will play 7, thereabout. So the young reggae boys will play Canada on Saturday. We'll do a watch along for that game. Canada is currently playing Honduras. I'm keeping an eye on that game in the other group matchup. That's a big game because what we saw of Honduras the other night, Honduras was an impressive team. I think someone even said in the watch along they struggled clinically up front to finish off their chances. Panama was quite, Panama was pretty much just in below Canada's level in that first game. So I'm curious to see how this game goes because Jamaica will go up against Canada on Saturday. So, and I think
And
that the
I'm
last
hoping
score
this
was
is like,
0-0.
yeah, I'm have the game up right now, and I hope this game is a draw.
Okay. A part of me still, all right. And I think Cameroon, big up Cameroon. Cameroon said, earlier that she hoped it's a lose for Canada. And then that makes things easier for the Reggae Boys.
That
For
would be
me, with
best,
this
yeah.
youth tournament, and just like the under 17 tournament, and I said in the chat, like, I want this team go through struggles. I want these players go through struggles. Not that they haven't been going through struggles. They're going through struggles. Keep going through more struggles through this tournament. Because the last game against Canada in this group should be your best game. Best game, if you go into that game needing a victory, I want to see how you go about it in that game. Against, theoretically, probably the best opponent of the group. How do you match up with them? And how you pound for pound nullify their strengths and how you can capitalize on areas that you can. Because for me, this tournament is not just about qualifying for a World Cup. It's building a group, a cohort of players that you can look to years from now to say, all right, these players have struggled together, they have built together, they have grown up together. So then at the senior level, they transition up to some of these things, some of the more achievable goals. And if you make it too easy for them at the youth level, then them not no struggle. So I want to see them, I want to see them going into the game on Saturday needing a victory to win the group and see how they go about it.
Yeah.
So, and if Panama wins tonight, if Canada wins tonight, then that's what they will need on Saturday. They will need a victory to win the group.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But kudos to the youngsters. They're battling, they're competing. And as we always say, Junior, you can't keep giving the youth them basket if you can't go water because the players are there, the talent is there. It's just the preparation is a thing.
Yeah. And that's what BM said. BM said, I can see why the coaching staff had concerns before the tournament. The team is clearly underprepared. Credit to the boys for still putting up a fight.
Yeah, and imagine that. I thought the president said they prepared.
Yeah, but then remember the CM president, not president, this secretary or somebody said it was very expensive or some crap like that. We'll talk about it later. I let it slide when he said it. Because I wanted to
I
keep
think they were outlining
their
how much money they have spent and how expensive things are. I think it was the president.
Yeah, like how the hell you do? Isn't that the goal? Is for you to be successful? To be
Well, you
successful
want to
cost
spend the money, and you want to spend the money and guarantee return on the money. They have spent the money and the money no return. I think they're still stewing over the men's World Cup. That's the biggest thing.
That's a feeling problem.
Because the men's World Cup was supposed to be the windfall for them to cover other expenses.
It's crazy.
All right, Junior, looking at the landscape of things in the CONCACAF U20 Championship. Group A, USA is on 6 points, perfect record. Haiti is on 3 points. Haiti defeated Cuba in the previous game. Cuba was a bit surprising to me. Cuba was the number 5 ranked team heading into this tournament. They had a bye from the previous round to this round, so I was a bit surprised to see Cuba ranked where they're ranked in CONCACAF U20. El Salvador is at the bottom of the table in that group. In Group B, Mexico better the best team in that group, of course. Costa Rica, Guatemala both on 3 points, Mexico on 6, and Antigua Barbuda making up numbers. And of course, Group C, Reggae Boys on 4 points from 2 games, Canada 3, Panama 1 point. Canada is 3 points from a single game, and Honduras is 0 with a 1 game. Your thoughts on it?
I mean, just finishing the top two. I think it'll be nice if Jamaica can beat Canada. I'm pushing for it, but I just want them to finish and get a favorable draw. That's what I want. I think the best second place is probably too far off a reach because Jamaica right now has a +1 goal difference, while Guatemala have a +3 goal difference. Cuba has a +2 goal difference. So Jamaica would have to win. Jamaica would have to beat Canada to get the most favorable draw. And chances are Jamaica will not play against one of the third place teams. Jamaica will play against one of the second place teams. So the best way to avoid that and get like I guess Haiti is beat Canada.
Speaking of Haiti, that game against Cuba, I think Mr. Celestine, Junior, you remember that name from the Jamaican Premier League? Former Mount Pleasant player, under 17 player, or 17 years old, or 16 years old, or whatever. I think he scored for Haiti in that game against Cuba. So I'm keeping an eye closely on him. I think he's looking forward, to try to really announce himself to the world. And who knows? Where is he at now? Mobile United, Montego Bay United, Mount Pleasant. I don't know which club he is. But
So before we talk about announcing yourself to the world, get a better club first, brother.
But he's a lively looking player. The other thing that struck me watching games in Group B is just how I'm not really seeing any ballers out of Costa Rica. Costa Rica played Mexico yesterday, and normally those games at the youth level, they're pretty feisty, and I did not see that yesterday from that Costa Rican team.
That every team in CONCACAF go through them seasons, and Costa Rica is just in their down season, them downturn right now. Plus, you never know, they might put a priority on the U20 players to play a national team. You know why? Because like we said, realistically the other day, if you are playing like America, their U20 team right now, any of these players playing in the World Cup or just gone? No. So they're not good enough. They're not good enough for the national team. So we're talking about looking for ballers in Costa Rica. You're not going to generally get a baller coming in the under 20. Under 20 is like your last chance to say you're going to make a career out of football, realistically, at a certain level.
Imagine when I watch Ronaldinho done under 20 in South America, I always been looking for under 20 ballers.
Well, Brazil is a different thing. Well, you know that. And again, at the time, Ronaldinho's time, you had the under 23s. So it's different Sankey.
And Costa Rica has what did they? Yeah, I'm trying to remember a few players that I saw in the last cycle for Costa Rica who made the transition up to the national team, just haven't really delivered in glory for the Ticos. So Reggae Boys, I'm keeping a close eye on. You've watched 2 games of the Reggae Boys. Any player that you think you want to highlight? Any player that stood out to you? I know you mentioned in the watch along looking for, was it Leighton? Any player is standing out to you?
Bell stand out to me. Bell is a baller. And Howell stand out in a negative way. Howell kind of represents a lot of things that's wrong with youth football sometimes. And I'm not trying to sound negative, But it is what it is. And I like Nolan. I really like Nolan. And
So
Nolan,
Nolan is pound for pound a goal scorer. Is he? Is it? I mean, in terms of efficiency, is somebody you can see make the transition up at the senior level. What he scored? What 2 goals so far? I haven't really keep track of the opportunities that he has gotten.
yeah, but both goals, the second goal was he is at right place, right time.
Right
Because
player.
again,
Okay.
the youth crossed the ball, the defender, he kicked the ball to the defender miscontrolled it, I just fall to Nolan foot in the 6 yard box. The first goal against Honduras, and I'm splitting hairs now. We're splitting hairs. Cause the question, because the transition from U20 to national team, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Because again, when there was a whisper play U20, um,
Well,
how much
we
young
don't know
baller
about
would say
that
that?
jump there. That jump
No,
the
but
drop
but still,
shot.
no, but still, and there's a reason why Nolan. There's a reason why Nolan wasn't in the national team. Going up against DR Congo, what there? There's a
And
reason.
maybe Whisper should have played U20.
Yes, but you get what I'm saying. Whisper,
Yes.
it was never thought about that Whisper
Ah,
is going to play
gosh.
U20. With Nolan, I can see why he's playing. You know who Nolan remind me of in a roundabout with Joshua Xerxes.
Who?
And Xerxes.
Oh,
It reminds me of Xerxes. And what I mean by that is when I see Xerxes playing and somebody from Jamaica going to send me a bag of hate mail now when I said this comment, but I can only go off what I see from Nolan, right? So if anybody know more about
he does
Nolan,
seem to drop deeper.
I will stand corrected, right? But with Xerxes, you don't look at him and think 15, 20 goals a season. You look at him and think Fandango's ball. You think link up play. You think make a pretty pass, yes, so bust a man salad, do this, blah, blah, blah. But you're in the back of your mind, you're not thinking 20 goals a season. And Nolan strikes me that way. He
In the
strikes
back
me
of
that way.
your
He's
mind.
in the
When the
back of my
signed
mind.
baller. I thought when the signed him, it was for 20 goals.
No, I never said that. And when I saw him play it, it never even crossed me. I don't even think he's a striker. And
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing with Nolan. I don't think Nolan is a striker.
He's quite fluid. He moves out to the left sometimes. And this even brings even another baller that I hope comes to life in the next game. Kimberly Scott. Scott.
Mm.
Um, and maybe I goat moted Kimberly in the last game, but I mean I thought he would have. He had an opportunity 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper in the Honduras game. And I like him as a player. His potential, the upside.
Mm.
They did have him out wide. In fact, he didn't, out wide. So today it seems like they did what 4-4-1. What was it? 4-4-1-1. I don't even know what
Yeah.
was it. 4-4-2.
Yeah, because Bell was more playing like a 10. So yeah, I
You
think
know.
I think 4-4-1-1 or probably 4-2-3-1. I don't know.
So they're moving these players around because I want to say that Scott was on the left side in the last game, and
Yeah,
this
he
game he
was.
was on the right side.
Yeah.
So versatility.
And Lyle was a youth where um created the first goal.
Okay. Yeah, he's highly regarded too. I think Cameroon, highlight him as somebody that she thinks highly of as a player. So
Yeah.
have some potential players there. All right, continue our football run. This is BCN Sports Halftime Show. Smash the like button, family. Welcome in. Junior, continuing our halftime show discussion. Let's step over to the big man, the big kid on the block, FIFA, the world governing body. It's pissing off some people, Junior. It's pissing off some people with the latest announcement. FIFA release a proposal to all 211 members. It's quite a lucrative proposal. I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of the main points of that proposal and, get your thoughts on it, family, in a few seconds here. Let me just resize this up. But the main components are of the proposals that FIFA football development in every corner of the world would benefit immediately. So it's a project to benefit an increase in funds for all 211 FIFA members. Immediately, an option of USD 20 million per member association in exceptional and immediate fund for special projects. This is part of the FIFA Fast Forward program. There's also, so there's an option for $20 million available, accessible. There's also going to be another additional 20 million US dollars available funding from the 2027 to 2030 cycle. So that's a budget of a potential projected amount of 40 million US dollars for each member association, a part of the FIFA fast forward program. How is FIFA planning to do this, Junior? This would be achieved through the FIFA Forward Enterprise. And the FIFA Forward Enterprise is a new FIFA owned and controlled subsidiary, consolidating FIFA's commercial and event operations, mainly the World Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup. Then FIFA will sell shares, our investors, or attract investors to take part in this program, in this initiative. They've already have a commitment from the son-in-law of the brother of the son-in-law of the current president of the United States, Mr. Joshua Kushner, who is the owner or CEO of Thrive Enterprise. So Thrive Enterprise, the plan, Thrive Enterprise, Thrive Eternal is expected to lead the proposed investor group for the FIFA Forward Enterprise, and Thrive Eternal is a firm that is founded by Joshua Kushner, brother to President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared. Junior, there's a lot to unpack, but I think immediately, Gianni Infantino wrote a letter to members today saying that they need a decision by September of this year. And rather than having a pot of $2.7 billion, which is the current FIFA reserve, they could have a pot of $8 billion available to them. Junior, I mean, how can you not support that? I mean, more money. I mean, Infantino in his letter, according to sources, said that he proposes as democratization of football.
Yeah, so when this first came out, I was planning how I'm going to go on a rant and go crazy on the show. How can Infantino do this and blah 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 blah. And there's an easy political angle I can go to, that you can go for clicks and say some things that are borderline inflammatory and blah blah blah. But at the end, when I sit down and calm down my emotions from this crap, and I thought about it, and I was like, I don't think Infantino would blindly do this. I don't think Infantino would just get up. I say, you know what? This brother, who is affiliated with the current most powerful man in the world, is making me an offer I can't refuse. Let me blindly go out here and tell people. So, newsflash to everybody who have their negative thoughts towards this. The decision has already been made. It is going to happen. And just live with it. 4 years from now, the World Cup will have a private owner that we won't even know. We won't even care about 4 years from now. So it's done. And let's not waste energy on this. That's how I see it. Now, is Infantino a piece of crap? Yes, he's trash. And he proves to be trash. And I'm unfortunately for me, I am around, I'm in a generation that people is going to look back and say, I remember when the beloved football game changed from this to this. And I will be able to identify when it changed. Right? And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And just get over it. We sat down and watched the World Cup with hydration break thrown down our throats, and we couldn't do anything about it. So what's going to stop them from doing this? And to BM says, I bet Hungry Belly GFF will take the money and vote for Infantino in the next election. 40 million? Of course. Fabi says, see a lot. Make up and buy a piece of FIFA. I don't want none of
Yo,
the crutches.
I want to get St. Martin. Yo, hey, Fabi, we need to make a trend. Let's see if we can join, start, take over the St. Martin Football Federation. Them not have a vote. um, all right, so it's by vote, seal out. Yeah, that's exactly what's at play here. Um, UEFA is pretty upset about this. UEFA released a statement on Wednesday saying, "quote We have learned of FIFA's deadline to associations to support their proposal or have the one-off payout offer withdrawn." Imagine that. The one Wait, quote, have the one-off payout offer withdrawn. So is it that you supported or the offer take off by table, This is it, This says everything you need to know about this plan. But having held discussions with many stakeholders across the game, UEFA knows that there is significant and growing opposition to FIFA's scheme. FIFA cannot continue to use our sport to enrich themselves and their friends. We can grow the game correctly. It's time to prioritize associations, clubs, leagues, players, and funds. Yo, Junior, we forgot. No, man. We link, don't we have a friend in Barbados? Mr. Rodney. Yo, Randy. Let's link Mr. Harris. Who's the president of Barbados Football? $40 million?
No, but then that's upfront money, right?
So, all right, so upfront you'll get $20 million over this cycle. And then for the next cycle, you guaranteed another $20 million.
Yeah, but the key part of the negotiation to me is you have to make the decision now.
Yes, you have to make it now.
You know what that tells me?
Yeah.
There's fine writing. What that tells me is that I'm going to hypothesize right now. I have no proof of this, but what this tells me is you sign on to this, I am giving you a cut out of the payout that this private company is going to give me for the product. But when it comes on to royalties and future earnings, you're not a part of this. And I think that's part of the fine writing.
Yeah. I mean, the investors have to get their money back. I mean,
exactly. And I think FIFA is going to be its own investor.
Yeah.
So there's no fine writing there. There's no time for your lawyers, for CONCACAF lawyers, for the individual federation lawyers to sit down, go through the fine writing, get them statisticians, get them money people, put the deal on a big whiteboard and cahoots with each other and say, is this valuable up front? Can we negotiate and say, give me 10 million, but give me 5% of the profits every World Cup? What happened to all of that? Because once you privatize, this is the thing that some people might not be aware of. When it's private, the book's gone,
Yeah, but you know, answer them things, You need, again, as an investor.
I'm sure it is accessible, through the channels where you can go through your release of records and as a media or whatever.
Well, I
But
mean,
it
each
gone after this.
federation is supposed to provide annual financial audit.
Right.
Yeah. So are
But
frequently.
that gone. And that's the other key too. The other key is this. If FIFA gives the World Cup, because they're giving the World Cup to a private company.
Well, not
You
giving,
think
Junior. It is selling.
in
Stake. Selling a
essence,
stake.
all right. They
FIFA, no,
own
in that
the
statement, FIFA said they make it very clear. They said right here in this statement, they said they want to be absolutely clear. A new FIFA owned and controlled subsidiary. It says this is a new FIFA owned and controlled subsidiary that will
sir.
retain sole control of the Forward Enterprise Program. How them I get money for this new subsidiary? They might attract these investors, and the investors is the first investor is Thrive Eternal, as the man who I put as the company I put man. So FIFA tell us that them still own the thing. Them just attract some investors.
Go and look up, not you, but people out there look up Shell Company, look up the definition of money laundering, just look up all of those names because this is what FIFA expects us to digest. Oh, they just had a very successful World Cup, made a boatloads of money, and now they're deciding to sell. That's like you having a Bitcoin. That's you like you buying Bitcoin. No, actually for FIFA and the World Cup, that's like you getting Bitcoin for free when it first came out. And now it is worth whatever Bitcoin one coin is worth. And you are now looking at it and say, you know what? I'm going to sell this. I don't want it anymore. Only a fool going to that or somebody that have a plan up them sleeves. And FIFA have a plan up them sleeves. And you know what? GFF and all of these federations, newsflash, FIFA won't own the next World Cup. So, newsflash, the people that were bitching and moaning about, oh, the World Cup tickets are too expensive. Or what FIFA say, you know what? We're gonna be nice too, you know, and what we're going to cut down on some of the fees and the tickets and blah blah blah. You think you can tell a private company, say, yo, your ticket price too high? Really? Mr. Ricketts and company and I don't want to bring politics in it, but Mr. Brogard himself said at a press conference or whatever that he was privileged to go to a game, right? Remember, you saw the conference, right? And he said,
No, I didn't. I know.
and he said something like, I went on my own dime before the people have asked. And
Yeah.
We hear about Ricketts talking about, the special delegation get invited to games and blah, blah, blah. You think this private company I give 15 on free tickets to a box? When they might try to recoup them billions of dollars of them just spent? So just forget about all of that. You think the countries that are hosting the World Cup, you think they are going to make they're going to negotiate with a private company about discounts and tax waivers and all them something? You think a private company going to go to America or go to whoever Portugal or whoever hosts the next World Cup? Yeah, we're a private company and you hosted the World Cup. We want you to give all of the nations that were coming in a blight. Yeah, come on, man. The World Cup just got more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. With the invest. Forward Enterprise again. FIFA said it would own Forward and control Forward Enterprise. Forward Enterprise would raise up to US 4.2 billion later this year to fund the Fast Forward program, based on initial equity valuation of US 20 billion. It will be carefully selecting long-term investors who will purchase minority, non-controlling interests in the forward enterprise. They said in their press release, all net benefits of forward enterprise will be reinvested back into football worldwide. The way this has been pitched to CAF, to CONCACAF, because we haven't heard any. At least I don't know if we've heard from UEFA. Alexander Sheffrin, the president of UEFA, and they have an emergency meeting tomorrow. We haven't heard anything from Asian Football Federation, to my understanding. If I don't know if anyone have heard anything. The way this has been pitched to them, and the letter, I think Infantino outlined this. This is a way to elevate the competition of the World Cup by giving $40 million, $20 million upfront now. Immediately, Jamaica, let's look at Jamaica, for example. Mike Ricketts recently highlighted the lack of resources, the inability to raise funds, how much money they spend on this, that, and dog, dead, and horse comfort, aka preparations. And subsequently, that team did not qualify for the World Cup. So it's hard to see a Jamaica Football Federation being a member association or other members association turning a blind eye to this lucrative offer. And this offer is not on the table. The initial proposal was that this offer, based on some predictions, was that it's gonna be, at next year's meeting, member association meeting in March. But Infantino is saying no. You need to make a decision September this year. You need to make a decision now, and yeah, if you make the decision to accept this offer, then this company to go out and raise 4.8 billion or whatever amount they need to raise this year.
Yeah, but that's just pressure.
Yeah, because you already have your money, or you are come invest and already have your money ready.
But then where Jamaica is concerned, and this is where Michael Ricketts and company going rule the day, rule being around this age and time when the internet is available and information is really available, and we have good long-term memory. When Mr. Chung did the surgery and the financial surgery and created the miracle and did that, you remember the big glowing press conference?
Yep.
About how
when FIFA auditors said they pretty much relax. They're stepping back from the shadow oversight of the Jamaica Football Federation operations, because financial operations specifically, because they've been good governance or good stewards of money.
They've been good. They've been good with their money, right?
Yes, they've been good.
And there was a question that was asked about the money that Jamaica's basically they trickled the money to Jamaica. Money going into Jamaica trickled down, and that's why they had to get fancy with the money, right? Jamaica did.
Yes.
And there was a question. All right, FIFA, because the FIFA guy was there, and I remember it clearly. Now that the overreach is done, and now that the overhead is gone, and you trust Jamaica now, and I'm paraphrasing the question, what are you going to do with the money that they were supposed to get? Or did FIFA say, oh, they're going to get the money? We're giving them back.
They're going to get access to it now. More readily accessible. It's rather than piecemeal it, it's more now lump sum.
So just throw a figure out there. Just give me any random figure you think.
We just give you $20 million right now. Just unlock the box and give you $20 million.
You think it was 20 million?
All right. No, not then. I'm just about this proposal. All right.
How much you think?
Yeah.
Just
$3 million. $3 million.
So $3 million.
Yes.
Reggae Girls being into the World Cup. They got to the second round. So the federation got more money there, so too, right?
Yeah, they should have. But Junior, they have bills to pay.
No. I don't need to retard. But just walk with me here. So we start with 2 million. Just throw any figure out there. How much you think the Reggae Girls brought to GFF without expenses from FIFA.
After that World Cup,
Yes.
I mean, there were some sponsorship funds. I mean,
All
easily the
right.
World Cup, the Reggae Girls must have brought in somewhere in the vicinity of $2 million too, maybe more.
I think you're being really stingy. I guarantee that at least $10 million came in through the Reggae
You
Girls.
think so?
Guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed.
Okay.
I'm talking money that FIFA supposed to give
Yeah,
the
FIFA
nation
give and then competition
and everything. It's
and
easily
sponsor.
10 million, right? So we are 12 million. 10 million, and you just give me a random $2 million. We don't talk about how much money the Reggae Boy is bringing in. We don't talk about the Adidas contract. We don't talk about the Bob Marley money,
Well,
right?
the Reggae Boy is not bringing any money, Junior.
No, you have no. We're talking realistic now. The Bob
He
Marley
said that they
contract.
spend the money to go to World Cup quality and they
I
didn't
don't
make
care.
it.
No. We're gonna land the plane. We're not talking about expenses now. So we had easily 20 million. Easily. 20 million came
USD.
into Jamaica. Yes. Right? And going into the under 20, um, into the under 20, under 17 World Cup team, what them do, they must bring in a little bit of change too. But going into the under 20 conference, whatever championship, is last week a brother said, yo, this super expensive and re. So how the hell 20 million coming from FIFA to give up your rights to the World Cup is going to be beneficial to you? That's a dumbest thing.
But you have staff overhead, Junior. That a man might have gone a few pay cycles without getting his salary. And you have health
then
benefits that you need to cover for staff. You also have to have KPNG. You have to hire an external auditor. Usually KPNG is pretty expensive to audit your books.
I don't care about the expenses. I'm talking about the money that you are signing over. You're basically signing over your rights to the World Cup, which is supposed to be your cash cow.
Yeah.
Jamaica's cash cow is making it to the World Cup. There's a reason why every team fight to go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's your cash cow. And FIFA is looking at you and telling you, I'm going to give you 20 million to sign over that rights.
But Junior, you're not making it to the World Cup in the case of Jamaica. Why not just take the 20 million?
And that's why we're going to lose the World Cup. That kind of thinking.
We're not making it to the World. We haven't made it to a World Cup. Take the 20 million.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
What that is, what you're telling me is that I own a house. I have a $500,000 house. Unfortunately, I got laid off and lost my job. I can't get a job right now that can make me pay my mortgage. So instead of me going to Publix and fried chicken, I'm going to Walmart and sweep floor, and then go to the hotel and clean the bathroom. I'm going to put a something at my house. A lien or whatever they want to call it. And then just give
a
it away.
loan on it.
I take a loan on it, and then
Like
6 months later, and 6 months later, I don't own my house.
Hey, look, we're going to flip that. We're going to take the money, flip it, and take the $20 million and then flip it.
That's what loan sharks say. So that is what FIFA is becoming. FIFA is becoming a loan shark. That is what Infantino is. He's a loan shark.
I agree, but Junior, I don't see how JFF not support and other members association don't support this.
Yeah, I think that's why I say I think it's already done.
Yeah.
The man them sit down, do a survey and say, yo, find the right number that everybody will bite, but we still walk away with all of the money.
Yeah, man.
And I want to say, yo, statistics say 20 million, 20 million. Everybody will take 20 million. 40 million over 8 years. 40 million over 8 years.
Yeah.
That's not 20 million, sir. That's 5 million a year.
Yeah.
So
the elephant in the room, though, and this is something that we will see if it plays out. Um, UEFA. So UEFA is very vocal, very aggressive in their position. In 2022, I think it was 2022 or 2020. By the way, big up to those on the live. Infantino had another plan, and we discussed this at the time. Remember, Infantino wanted to make the World Cup had a proposal on the table, or was pushing a proposal to make the World Cup every 2 years. And in an interview, I think it was Gabriel Marcotti, or one of the journalists over at ESPN, his reason for that was that the World Cup is the most lucrative product for FIFA. And this lucrative product is only happening once every 4 years. And he thinks that this lucrative product needs to happen more often. And so there was a proposal on the table, and he was pushing members association to support that initiative. No,
Mm-hmm.
UEFA at the time came out aggressively against it, and I think UEFA even went as far as saying they were willing to step and boycott this tournament. And that essentially parked that proposal and push from Infantino about the 2 years World Cup. Now, so what does that tell me, Junior? Infantino has been always looking for new ways and new avenues to essentially squeeze some more money out of the World Cup.
Yep.
And so he's found an ally in the US business marketplace and these US so-called investors.
Yeah.
So the elephant in the room now, come September 19th or whenever the deadline is, if the members vote for this, then now what will UEFA do? That is the next thing. How will
They
UEFA
can't do
do?
anything. They can't do anything. There's nothing they can do.
What do you mean they can't do
And
anything?
they can't. All they can do, because UEFA is a conglomerate, right?
Yeah.
20 million or 40 million to the English FA, they're going to laugh at you. The Spanish FA, they're going to laugh at you. The German FA, they're going to laugh at you. But how many of those exist in UEFA?
Yes. How
It's
many of
not
those
that much.
other sort of big, members who,
Yeah, there
yeah.
is more Jamaica in UEFA than there is Spain.
Mm-hmm. So, but
So,
then UEFA would have to sweeten the pot for its members.
okay,
And
and
then
even
and
if
then that its members now the thing is that it's European championship.
yeah, but all right, I cool, but then me now, the cynic in me, this is how I think FIFA can play this game. If UEFA get up and want to play hardball, UEFA is just now surviving one of the biggest scare they had to their cash cow now, and we seem to forget that. We are forgetting that. European Championship is not the biggest cash cow for UEFA. It is the Champions
Yeah,
League,
it's the Champions League. Yeah, yeah.
and they almost lost it to the Super League.
Yeah.
And
But they came
there's
out collectively against it. At
no
least fans came out collectively against it.
the big federations got a sweeter pot. That's what happened. The Spanish FA, English FA, in the individual teams, some individual teams wanted it, some of the big team. We know Perez and company wanted it. But then you had just enough big teams like in England that didn't want it, plus all of the club teams. FIFA can really be an asshole and look at them and say, you know what? Bring back the Super League. We will free up the calendar. Because we have the rights to the calendar. We will free up the playing calendar. You bring back the Super League and let's get rid of UEFA.
All
It will
right.
happen in a heartbeat.
Okay. So here is where UEFA will counter. Because a part of this lucrative package is not just the FIFA World Cup. The FIFA Club World Cup is also a product here that FIFA
Yeah.
included in. And
Yeah.
a key part of the FIFA Club World Cup is these teams out of UEFA, these club teams. So if club teams are saying that, okay, we are standing, if UEFA club teams are standing with UEFA, saying that we are not taking part in this FIFA Club World Cup, or UEFA come out and said, we will sanction any team that takes part in the FIFA Club World Cup, then how does that play out?
We saw the FIFA Club World Cup before last year, played with only the European champions come in
Yeah,
and
and this
play
is why they
two games.
revamped it. And
And
most notably they had it in the US because this is part of them push to tap into this market more.
I get it. That's the reason why they revamped it. But if they privatize the World Cup, we don't need the FIFA Club Championship money that much anymore. So we don't know. It's monopoly, and we're not without the banker. So I
Yeah.
don't know what the money. I don't know how much FIFA is willing to bargain. I don't know how much they're willing to lose. But we're bringing up key factors and key points that both sides can play chess with and checkers with, right? And they can do that. And it's possible, right? But then there are other fly in the ointments as well. I think FIFA is approaching this like UEFA, you are the big dog, but the world bigger than UEFA. The world is bigger than you, UEFA. So you can be vexed and want stay home, and we will figure it out. We have enough. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
America, the US, there's nothing stopping multi-billionaires in the Eastern Hemisphere to say, you know what? I kind of like this sport, you know. I'm going to pump money in the sport here. I want to start get rid of UEFA champions. UEFA move up, move up. UEFA is so last week.
Okay.
We are today. We are the now. And oh, by the way, FIFA, your World Cup is cute. Your World Cup is cute, but I'm going to invite Argentina to come play in an American tournament that we every 4th of July weekend we host a round robin tournament, and whoever just happened to be the best footballer in the world, we're going to pay that FA because we don't know that FA. We don't know how much we will bend over for already. You know? We don't know. So Usain Bolt, you love play football. We're gonna talk to JFF. JFF, I'll give $5 million. Convince Usain Bolt to come run on the field and come be a jester on the field for us. And we will sell tickets and make 100 million for you to people to come and watch Usain Bolt play football. But I'm paying you 5 million. Do that. Because we don't know your price. We don't know your price margin. We don't know how much it will take. So UEFA and FIFA, go and play around. Go and play around, man. Because all it takes is a motivated group of billionaires to come in and say, you know what? Tired of FIFA and UEFA, you know, or build one thing.
It make the motivated billionaires them go on. Because they've already spent a bag of money and try. Them can't squeeze anything out of MLS. So them say, yo, the MLS money short. Let's find another market.
I don't think MLS has a motivated backing.
Well,
That's why that's how the NBA came around, right?
Well, I think the MLS, as quiet as it is, it was a lucrative league before its investors under Soccer United Marketing Camp umbrella, SUM.
But up front though, I think over time it doesn't grow, and that's because of the
rate.
Okay. Right. So the value of it, but the resources is here. The attraction is here. All it needs is the right catalyst to push it. And it's just somebody motivated and have $1 billion ready for dash and put it up and say, yo, make sure the money turn around for my grandkids in 30 years. And I guarantee they will do it. That's how the NBA, remember we had the NBA and the ABA, how the NBA just wiped the ABA off of the map, and then all of a sudden the NBA just become this global phenomenon.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, America created basketball. Yeah, yes, America have the best basketball athletes, but it's chicken and the egg. The investment came in first.
Yeah.
So the same thing, it is not that hard. The same thing can happen for football. So, yo, all right, yeah, man, FIFA, go ahead.
You know, and I big up to the FIFA agent who reminded me of this years ago. Damon, big up yourself. One of the biggest things that a lot of people are not aware of is that MLS club owners make a lot of money off, was it the Soccer United marketing, and Soccer United marketing controls major sponsorship, advertising, promotion for MLS, League Cup, Champions Cup, and CONCACAF properties. So behind the commercial, the front end, you have the ownership of an MLS club, but this ownership of this MLS club gives you an access to this lucrative, this really exclusive club called Soccer United Marketing, which also I think make a lot of money off U.S. men's soccer and U.S. women's soccer products. So he broke it down to me years ago, and I was like, yo, and then I had to do some reading on that. Junior, we're pushing up against the clock. I want to run through some other things before we quickly leave. Do correction or a couple of things to point out. CONCACAF did put out a statement. CONCACAF said, quote, "We are deeply concerned by the lack of due process. We share the disappointment of many within our region and the game that this level of detail has been designed and shared publicly before any discussion with relevant governance bodies and stakeholders has taken place." Yes, this is what Fabi highlighted, that you saw CONCACAF statement. CONCACAF statement is pretty much upset that they weren't at the decision table. CONCACAF went on, says, as leaders within football, we are the custodians of the game. Collectively, FIFA, the confederations, and every member association have a responsibility to always act in the best interest. Asian Football Federation also put out a statement saying, while the AFC recognizes the importance of exploring innovative approaches that can strengthen the future of global football, the scale and consequence must be founded upon the principle of good governance, transparency, and meaningful consultation. So, AFC saying the same thing. So, I will we know you're not Frank. We are even CAF. Confederation African Football said its president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, will host a meeting of executive next week to assess and evaluate the proposal, family. So CAF said them are going to assess and evaluate the proposal next week. More to come on this space. More to come.
You want a 5-second translation of all of that? Up the money. That's all that says. Up the money. Just top up the money.
More to come on that space, But Junior, before we go my way quickly, this is quick hit moments. Roberto Mancini, the man now in charge at in Italy. He won the Euro Championship. He's back. He was hired. Is he the solution for this Italian men's team?
That's what a lot of Italians hope. But if you really follow the story, it's been a crapshoot. Ranieri is now, I think Ranieri is advisor or whatever. He's like a technical director, whatever the hell he is. But Ranieri is also brought in with Mancini. Before,
Maldini and Leonardo both stepped down.
Maldini
right?
and Leonardo was supposed to do what Ranieri was doing and then take with himself.
Yeah.
So and Pirlo, I think Pirlo was going to be the coach.
Yeah, but so Pirlo ran out of town because of some association with a Russian alleged. Well, I think it's not alleged; it's confirmed. Association with a Russian betting company.
So it's a mess. So from Italy perspective, hopefully this can work out. But then common sense will say, if I hope this will work out, why they never choose this first?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Not the first choice, but maybe Roberto Mancini can get the Azuri back to where they belong. You know. Quick hits family. Jurgen Klopp is the man at German new manager for Germany. Jurgen Klopp press conference was quite pretty interesting. He did threaten about the invasion of privacy by the press.
Yeah, that he was kind of funny. But say, yo, but basically say, yo, brother, but I beg you, so anybody disobey and violate me and my family, but God, drop of a dime. I don't need this job. I don't have to coach. I'm just doing him a favor. Not a good start. And knowing how the German public and the German mindset is, you just put a big ratty target by your chest. You better hit the ground running, Mr. Jurgen Klopp. He has the pedigree to do it, but this isn't Liverpool. He's not like him can transfer in a Virgil van Dijk for come help him. So make us see. But good luck. Good luck to him.
Junior, in this age of marrying and getting citizenship, yeah, man, you can move ballers around. Jamaicans do it all the time. All right, another high-profile manager, the one himself, Mr. Zinedine Zidane, Zizou. I think Zidane said this is his dream job. Now he's the head coach of the French men's national team.
Yo, good luck to Zidane, because right now, anything other than a semi-final berth in any competition is a failure. Because that's what this generation, French generation is. So is he going to continue that? And are we looking at another? Because if he was to continue that, that means that we're looking at, what, 12 years of French? Currently, we're looking at 8 years of a dominant France team. And even though you don't win a World Cup, you're still dominant over the last 12 years. You are one of the most dominant teams. Are we looking at a continuation if Zidane can hit the ground running? Are we looking at 16, 20, 24 years of dominance? Or is it that Zidane come in at a time when they are about to take a downturn? Make us see. Make us see.
Still some young players over there. Definitely French.
A lot of ballers over there.
You know. And by the way, a score update, Canada is leading Honduras 1-0 in the CONCACAF U20 men's Group C game. So Canada leading that game. Other football news, looking at club football, quick hits, Junior. Danny Welbeck seems to be on his way to Chelsea. And Jordan Henderson. Brighton striker Danny Welbeck to join Chelsea on a 2-year deal, according to ESPN. And Jordan Henderson, is it? Or is it on the verge of also a transfer to Chelsea?
Yo, when I see them with a shirt, because so Maresca came in, we joked about Chelsea having this revolving door, having a million players. Maresca came in, so yo, I remember Maresca's famous press conference. I only can talk about 40 players. I only have 22 players. I don't care about any of them other than the 22. Maresca leaves, and then we're back to the open door policy. So maybe this is just what Chelsea wanted to do. They just want to stockpile players and flip them like FIFA with the market. I can't explain it.
But I will say this though. You know what? This is probably, you remember why Maresca left. Maresca, prior to him, going on that worst 48 hours rant, he said he wanted more experienced players. He wanted to sign a couple of experienced players. So Xabi Alonso wanted that, maybe he's continuing that idea of getting a few experienced players. Who in the Premier League more experienced than these two players? Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson.
Danny Welbeck, I think, have 2 years left in his legs, because remember, Danny Welbeck early in his career had a lot of injuries. So he's not as old. He's physically not as old as his age. But Jordan Henderson, if you really wanted an experienced midfielder, go for Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, but maybe Granit Xhaka is out of reach.
But you have other players out there. Jordan, it just feels to me like Xabi just want him old teammate beside him. It just feel it just the Jordan Henderson one just don't make any sense to me. But I'm now assuming Xabi has something to do with it. Xabi might not even have anything to do with that transfer. This might be Chelsea looking for him and say, "Yo, you just take the players that we give you. I am giving you, you don't come to me with a transfer list. I am going to give you a big squad, and you pick the best players out of that squad."
And
Maybe that's what I'm doing.
Honduras. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Junior.
No, but maybe that's what I'm doing. I don't know.
Yeah, Honduras equalized. One of those players that thought highly of in the game against Jamaica, Martinez, scored. Um, it's 1-1. So we're in the 64th minute in that game. So a lot of football left. Before we go, just a couple more on the quick hits radar. In terms of transfer news, your thoughts on this Rodri scenario? Real Madrid apparently. Some reports said Real Madrid has put on what 50 million on the table. What's the situation? And does Rodri remains with Man City? Will Rodri remain with Man City, or will he be a Real Madrid player?
I'd be shocked if Roger stays at Man City. I think all roads, all indications are Rodri is going to Real Madrid, and I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they don't get this deal over the line.
So
This
how
is
much is Man City valuing Rodri?
I don't know, but I don't think Real Madrid cares. And Real Madrid, they can easily move on Camavinga and to Chouameni and turn that money into Rodri. Easy. So it's not a big. It's not. I don't think money is the factor. I think respect is part of the factor, and I think Man City is in a position right now where you just lost a generational coach. You don't want to lose your very best player coming off a brilliant World Cup, because then it might just be open season on your squad. And then it might just be open season on Maresca, and he might be set up to fail. So they have to navigate this in a certain way. Uh Haaland could be unsettled. If Rodri leaves, why won't somebody come for Haaland? And why would Haaland say no? So I think Man City is playing it in a way that them have to maintain some level of world respect and hope Maresca can hit the ground running.
Before last transfer news, we now touch Vinicius Junior. Barcola. Looking at things that is more possible. Bradley Barcola. Liverpool preparing a bid for the Paris Saint Germain.
You think that's possible?
Um,
Um,
so Barcola will be on that left wing if the
yeah,
move.
that's the hope. But
100 million is what Liverpool pushing for 100 million deal for PSG winger.
yeah, but yeah. I mean, um, it,
So all right, so Cody Gakpo, what becomes of him? Because you're not signing and you have Rio, young Rio. So I mean, you're not signing Barcola to rub bench.
you're not. But then, are you in a situation where you have to sell to buy? I
I
remember
mean,
Liverpool always a cry about money, and they haven't been that active this transfer window. So, are you in a position where you have to sell to buy? And and again, new coach. No, Arne Slot wasn't a legendary coach. There's still rumblings of the Klopp era that's there, but there's a reason why Liverpool hasn't turned over tables and chairs in the transfer market. I think teams, agents and players want to see what Iriola is going to do at Liverpool first. Is this going to be a burial ground for their clients? So
Oh, I'm on to burial ground. You know what? On that note, let's just update. Yo, Liverpool is playing Wrexham right now, and I I think it's 1-0. Well, the game ended, not playing right now. So friendly football, started. Young Rio, with the winning goal. Ariola, I think this might be his second victory, in his two preseason games. So,
yeah,
um, preseason football kicking off. It's already started, so that time is approaching fast. I think
yeah,
Man
we're
City
three
was
weeks
down to
away.
West. Huh?
We're 3 weeks away from kickoff club
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, and João Pedro scored a hat trick, I think, a couple days ago. So this is a big year for young João Pedro.
Yeah,
Um, you know, before we take ourselves, we have to highlight this result in a bit of cricket news. West Indies defeated Pakistan. You don't know I'm a huge cricket fan. Um, BM might not be, but Junior is. West Indies defeated Pakistan by 90 runs in the first test match. West Indies made 311 in the first innings, bowled out Pakistan for 282. Um, West Indies made 181 in the second innings and set Pakistan a target of 211, bowled them out for 120. Mr. Jin Seals picked up, I think, no, player of the match was Justin Graves. 5 for 27 and 15 and 2 for 12 and 20. I thought Jane Seals, who also picked up 5 wickets, would have gotten the player of the match. So, this is on the back of also a series win against Sri Lanka. So, West Indies in the test series won against Sri Lanka. So, hopefully, they can make this 2 series victories on the trot. 2 series victory on the trot against Pakistan and Sri Lanka.
yeah, man. Steady climb for West Indies. Steady
Yeah,
climb. Um, just count your steps and keep progressing and trust the players. That's what we want the board to do. Trust the team. Don't have a revolving door. Give them some time to build chemistry. That's what I want to say.
yeah. Yo, right, that time for go my yard. Big up to those on the live again. Smash the like button. Watch along on Saturday for the Reggae Boys versus Canada. Uh, if this result holds, then Reggae Boys and Canada will be both on 4 points with all to play for in that game on Saturday. And that is what we want. We want something to play for on
But
Saturday.
Canada will just need a draw.
Yeah, oh yeah, because of the goal difference.
But because of the goal difference.
Goal difference. They defeated Panama by 3 goals in that first game. Yo,
Yep.
people, have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll see you guys on Saturday.